Check, check, check. You set up all the bells and whistles. You get it all fancy, and it all goes to hell. It doesn't matter. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching in the world. My name is Sean Driver. This is the Red Horde, and I've got it figured out. And I literally just said, I've been having some problems with my microphone, and so we're going to check it out. And I did check it out, and the gains were moving, and they stopped moving. So all good. It is what happens. A couple of other things. Andrew, if that's the Andrew that is here, your program's made it, man. I am super thankful. My first time reviewing an actual Wrexham official magazine from the Burton Albion and from the Crew Alexandra match earlier, as well as the nice little throw-in. I appreciate it. Andrew, you rock, as well as it's weird. We put this up, and I'm going to tell you, it's playing games with my mind. This is not level, not even close to being level. It's on a 10-degree, 15-degree angle going down, but it looks square on the video. So I was like, we're going to just have to live with it being crooked here. Physics and light and I don't know. Anyway, it's off. A couple of announcements as far as the starting lineup. Algonquin back. That's exciting. That's awesome. That's amazing news. Looks like Hayden's still out, so O'Connell's going to have a go. The replacement for Evans with the lineup is going to be none other than Mr. Jones. Jones calling on Mr. Jones. And Palmer's not in the lineup at all, but Fletcher returns. And in Palmer's absence, we're going to go with Dalby, who's been having a run. Look, Christmas, it's been mad. Absolutely nuts. And so I apologize. There is there was no video this week building up for Newport. The other thing, a couple things, W&G scoreboard has the rolling thing up there. So that's one improvement. The other one is that downstairs will flip and roll through. But I've had a couple of bugaboos. Fletcher is on the bench. The sound of silence. Everything should be working now, David. And I'm thankful for you guys being here. I don't have any backstory to be able to tell you other than it's a four-sided race course. The cop is up, operational, running, and everything is ticking along. I've got some bugaboos. The subscriber button's not working. The chat downline's not working, but everything else is ticking along and doing its thing, and we will figure it out. It's the joys of improvement. And the nice thing is going to be I get to fix all of this over the break. So we will figure it out. Still waiting for Mr. Griffiths to come in my ear. You know what? I'm just excited. It's Christmas. We got Newport. We've got the 26th is coming up, Boxing Day, and we're going to end up with Swindon and recycling everything. World Juniors happening if you're a hockey fan. So there is a ton of stuff going on. Merry Christmas, John. Same to you. Man, you go a week without, and I'm going to need this to get us through. We got 4 games here coming up over the break. Pretty quick. You know what? That cop looks absolutely glorious, doesn't it? Sitting over there. If you go to the Twitter account, they've got the video going up. It looks legit. It's weird. I didn't see any of the county borough stuff that you see with like the main application, which if you didn't see my tweet, looks positive as far as conditions 3. Welsh Water responded to Natural Resources Wales and said to the county borough, no, I think everything's okay with respect to the foul discharge. So that should mean condition 3 gets crossed off the list, which means I think we've got 3 out of 11 knocked out and 1's automatic. So still got some work to do there on the full replacement. As far as the games yesterday, some of the scores are up there in the out-of-town scoreboard, 6 of them yesterday. Not really a good day for Wrexham as far as outcomes go. Stockport County gets the win. Barrow gets the win. A little bit of a difference now. The split used to be 6 teams, but it looks like Notts and maybe Crew are sliding down a little bit, leaving 4 teams on the chase for the top 3. Mansfield playing tonight against Sutton United. So given their performance against Stockport last weekend, don't think we'll get there. Nice to see you. Andrew, you're here. Feel free to grab the Twitter account, throw out and say, hey, we're here. We're doing our thing. See who we can draw in. Share it on Facebook. Like here so that the algorithm picks it up and the YouTube gods end up directing more people to us. All that sort of fun stuff. And to chat, hit the subscribe button, even though I'm not going to be able to track it because I'm too stupid to figure out how to fix stream elements. This is just a constant learning experience. It is what it is. I hope you have Bailey's or Carolans or something in your coffee. Add you a little kick. It's the Christmas weekend. Nobody's going to judge you. It's certainly not me. And I'm just waiting on Mr. Griffiths to bless me with his tones. A quick kit review. I did the kit review. So you know what? Let me bring that up. I may go buggy here for a second, but I can do it. Just give me a second. I got halfway through it, and then things didn't get done. So yeah, I can certainly do that. Just give me a second to do the kit review, and then I will jump on to your chat there, Swirly, about the stuff. So Newport County and their kit. So they went with a new manufacturer. Their manufacturer is at VX3. And whenever you go with a rookie manufacturer, you kind of maybe have to deal with some negative consequences. VX3 based out of Devon. And the thing about them is they've only got a handful. I think it's 3 teams that they produce for. And I don't necessarily mind the design, but when I look at the actual jersey, it just looks like the sponsor's an afterthought. It's just sort of thrown around. So it's amber, it's black. That's their home kit. They hence the name the Amber Army. Black pinstripe this year. They change it. Sometimes they do horizontal. Sometimes they do orange with like black sleeves. This year it's a bit of a pinstripe. A white away, a black third, and also a blue special jersey. And so 4 different ones. I like that when you end up having 4 jerseys. If you're able to keep the quantity up because you're looking to raise funds. So changing them up every year causes more money to be spent because people want to get the kit and means more money for the club. That's always a good thing. So I guess that's a benefit of having a small supplier, but it doesn't look as clean as some of the other ones out there. It looks busy and the sponsors look like an afterthought. So I like the design. I like the style. I hope VX3 is able to get better, but I'll give them a B+ on the grades. As to the argument that I had on Twitter, it's all about how league distribution is. So financial fair play, the SCMP protocols, what they mean is you do well if your team drives revenue. The more money that you spend, the more money you can spend. So it's supposed to try to detract away from people pumping in money out of their pockets. And looking at the cop, sorry, I had to pause and just take a moment. It looks absolutely sexy. And so the way that iFollow works different than television in North American sports. iFollow is specific to a team. You register with your team. In our circumstances, Wrexham, and 80% of the proceeds that are received from the stream go directly to the team. So when you buy the package, you're not giving it to the league for distribution. 20% is there to take care of costs and that sort of stuff, but you're giving the money to the club. And that's great for Wrexham. I'm all for giving the money to Wrexham, but I wanted to watch the Stockport Notts County Stockport Notts County match on yesterday afternoon for me. But I knew that I can't register through Wrexham. The only person I can register through, or the only team I can register with, is either Notts or Stockport. Well, I don't want to give them my $8. So the original purpose of the quote was to say, are there other people out there that are saying, I refuse to give a team money and I'd rather not watch, or watch on a sneaky link through a Gray TV, IPTV, or otherwise? Are there people out there avoiding iFollow simply because they don't want to pay the money? And everyone, and my suggestion was to remedy that. Why not have it viewer based? Everybody that logs in can say, this is the team that I support. It's Wrexham. And if I pay money for out of market matches, I want to watch the Mansfield Sutton game today or something, then it shouldn't be those clubs that benefit, because it's Wrexham eyes that brought me in. And if that's the model that they want to go with, then that's what I suggested they should accept. There were a lot of people out there who disagreed with me and thought it was just another way of a Wrexham money grab and all that sort of stuff. And the way I look at it is the model's set up that way. And if you don't like it, change the model. I mean, if it was just straight EFL distribution that said, we're going to bring all the money into our house and then we're going to split it out to the 24 teams, frustrating. because that probably means Wrexham gets a lot less money. But they haven't done that. They said, you go out, you drive the support. That's how we're going to reward you. So we're going to reward you with the ability to spend more money. And then they've created it tribal, and so they stopped doing it. So yeah, that's some people signing up for a second account to watch. For me, it's just the shipping of the money. I refuse to do it. And so I don't know. There's some people that'll do it. I did it once, and but it was with a lower division team. I'm hearing an echo. Odd. With a lower division, a lower team in the standings that I didn't care about giving the $8 to. Yeah, Mike, I don't necessarily have a problem with that. Or a league distribution thing. Give the Wrexham fans the opportunity to say, hey, you want to watch another team that's playing on an off day? Click the button, we'll take your money, and EFL gets it and splits it out to the 24, whatever it is. You always want to have that 20% there for costs. But there were a lot of people, not a lot. I mean, it's not like it went viral and had 1,000 people, but there were a half dozen people who jumped up and down and said, oh, it's just another Wrexham tax grab. And the way I looked at it is, there's a team that went out and garnered a whole bunch more support. They're driving revenue, and away they go. Yeah, Swirly, absolutely true. That's what I was canvassing was, are there other people out there like me who will say, I'm not paying them the money? So if one person suggested that, don't think it happens. Surely, absolutely, the rich would get richer, but that's the model that's set up. And if they don't like it, I mean, if you're not going to put a cap in, a salary cap, and I would be fascinated to watch a salary cap in football. I would be actually all for it. We are Wrexham. We're not watching. It doesn't involve Wrexham. Away games and third-party clubs are different. This is Stockport and Notts County. I said to a fan of Cardiff, of Swansea, would you go watch Cardiff and Wrexham in a cup match and give the money to Cardiff? I wouldn't go to the stadium. I wouldn't go and watch a third-party team. I want to watch Wrexham. I don't know if there's people out there that are like me, and if it's not Wrexham, I'm not going to go to the game. They've created that system, and maybe I'm taking it to extreme levels, but we'll see. No, I don't think Morecambe are going to get the 3-point deduction. It would be absolutely stupid, but I do think that King's Council made a mistake. If you missed the news on Morecambe, there's a fund that has to have money in it. That the money's supposed to sit there, deposited in trust for the purposes of wages. You're not allowed to dip into it so that it's there in reserve. They dipped into it, and they've been hit with two things: a conditional 3-point deduction if, one, the money isn't put in what is it, 2 days, so it should be in already, and two, if the money comes out again prior to June 30th. Well, that's fascinating, because I can envision a situation. I don't think it'll happen. The owner's not going to make the same mistake again, or he shouldn't, at least with a 3-point deduction sitting there. Is what happens if Morecambe makes the playoffs or qualifies for promotion, and they do that in May, and then in the month of June he dips into the money. What are you going to do? Are you going to nullify those 3 points and claw back the games? You've had teams that missed out on playoffs potentially. Are they going to maintain their revenue? What do you do with that revenue? They got eliminated, so do you replay a final? I don't like a contingent obligation that goes after the season. And so yes, we are Wrexham. That is the simple solution, is to use the Wrexham account, right? But that's what I mean, is if you want to go and watch Forest Green Gillingham, you can go ahead and log into your Wrexham account, pay the money, Wrexham gets the cash. And somebody said, well, that's garbage because you're not paying the players and you're not doing whatever. And it's not the same as an away day. The away day, there's a reciprocal that's going to happen. You know that club is going to end up coming back. And so you get your opportunity for your players to go. It's forced sales for the away squad, which is different. To me, it's the iStreaming or the iFollow, the streaming is a completely different dynamic, and it's marketing purposes, you want as many eyes on the product as possible, right? That's the part that's frustrating, is there are going to be some people, maybe not all, maybe not even most, that are going to end up deciding, like me, not to watch, or at least limiting some of the games that they do want to watch. But I avoided the game yesterday. I didn't watch any League Two matches, even though they were all available, because I said, screw it. I'm not giving my £8 to anybody. I'm not doing it. And if there's 1,000 people like me, that's 8,000. If there's 10,000, that's 80,000. Like, I mean, there's some real money there if a bunch of people think the way that I do. Well, no, if they got their fair share. So if you take the total viewers and the people that sign up, and if Forest Green ended up with 5% of the league viewers signing up saying that's my team, then they get 5% of the collection of money. It would end up being Wrexham subsidizing the other teams. If you were to do it not by viewers, it would be Wrexham subsidizing other teams. So you could do it by a percentage of views. Oh, Max is in. There you go. Late change. All right. Max is in. I don't have a problem with whoever's running down that right side. It is a little bit scary and frustrating for me not having done the research on Newport. I'm not going to have a lot of knowledge, so I'm going to be learning as we go through this process as well. Howdy, Stephen. Welcome. Nice to have you. You still got time if you haven't put any Baileys or Carolans in your coffee. Not suggesting that I'm drinking on the gig. I'm drinking on the gig. Go and grab yourselves. I'm excited. I got Ogonko. It's Jones coming in with Evans out will be interesting. To be fair, there's a lot of Jones love out there. I haven't really been on the train. To me, I still have Davis ahead of Jones. The whole, I mean, when the government comes out with a report, Kim, the government does like it's a massive, thick report where they end up talking about the fundamental changes that have to happen. Oh, Harvey is as director. I don't like it. If you want me to be completely honest, as an advisor, I am fine at arm's length. The reason why I don't like it is because he's proven to be an exceptional football mind, but he hasn't proven to be a judicial manager of finances, a prudent manager of finances. I mean, I don't have all the details of the bankruptcy, but the facts are he was in charge, 2 clubs went over the edge. I don't think that happens here because he's got an increased buffer to deal with. I like the man. I like his knowledge. I like his experience. The government picked Davis over Jones. That's not what I was saying, David. If I mumbled that one out in my early morning or with the Baileys, so that I apologize, but not once but twice. I'm all for an arm's length advisor that you trust and you like, and giving those opportunities and chances to have somebody in. But yeah, not. And I like the guy. But I'm not interested in him being a director. Fighting a bit of a bug, the petri dish that is having children. So there may be a lot of muting. I apologize if I don't get to him in advance. Just going through the rest of the chat there to see if there's anything. Is it me? I can't see Morecambe v MK Dons. Maybe I didn't put it up there. If I did, first time doing it, so there could be a glitch. Oh, and the red card popped up there in the Wimbledon Crawley match. That's fascinating. And so mass kudos to W&G for controlling that. Brendan down here with the flop counter, which has the gray, which I'd like to get to the black, but it's not working. But the cop looks glorious. You know what? 4-sided race course. I mean, when was the last time that they had the 4-sided race course? I didn't even check the time. It'll be somewhere in the neighborhood of 12,000, right? 80% to the 2,800. So you're going to lose 500. But it gives you an idea how freaking large the cop's going to be once it goes in. Kim, did you mean they weren't in dire straits, or they were when he arrived? I thought that. I mean, I haven't looked at the facts, to be honest. Um, and I mean, he's the EFL manager. I actually like what he did with the trophy stuff. I know that the people in England, they're gatekeepers with respect to not allowing Premier League B teams to enter into the competition. I don't think it'll happen. But yeah, W&G, you'll have to do that. Sorry, I must have missed one. It doesn't make sense to me how I missed it unless I doubled up on one of them. But I'll have to come up with a filter to be able to do that. So, and I'm glad it's a glorious sunny day for the people who did purchase those tickets in the Cop. It looks stunning in Wrexham right now, and I've got to bring up Thought Mob on my phone so that I can do the changes I will need to do. Steven, I haven't heard anything on the transfer stuff, but here's the thing about the transfer window from the summer, and so I'm not excited about the January window, is nobody knows what the hell's going on. It's like the Shohei Ohtani baseball scenario, just absolute chaos, and I'd rather just wait for the announcements and not have to panic about things. Okay, I can do that, Wrexham. I can certainly pull those. I'm not going to pull them now because I'll make a mess of the whole thing and have to do stuff, but I can certainly do live scores only, which sure as hell would make the FA Cup a lot easier to deal with, wouldn't it? So lots of changes to undergo. I got to fix the chat over there. I did do all of the scrolling chat, the embedded chat that you guys are seeing on screen. I did a bunch of style stuff, but it's not working for me with the CSS. I'm actually having to teach myself CSS. And then I've got the starting lineup and the promotion, like when there are goals scored and things like that. So this is a labor of love, and I will probably get it finished by the end of the season, and then I'm going to be moving over the off season. Still local, but just out of the rental and hopefully either back home or to another location. Hey, Sharon, nice to have you. And so when that move happens, I get to redesign the whole back thing, which right now just has the new addition of the turf sitting back there. That's interesting, Kim. See, I didn't even watch that. Evans and Boggle. Thank you, Andrew. I will make sure I watch that. Ooh, the mask. Ogonko, if you're an NBA fan. Hey, Carolyn, welcome. If you've watched basketball, you're used to seeing that black mask quite frequently come out, and that's on display today. Let's just make sure I got everything working here. Oh, yeah, we're good. I'm excited. It's an important win, surprisingly, because of how everybody else did. You look at the table at the top, and like I said earlier, before last weekend's or yesterday's games, there was a divide between the top 6 and then 7 and down. I would suggest that's bumped up now. It's the top 4. You've got and then you've got Notts County sliding down, and potentially you've got Crew now sliding down. So it's Stockport, Barrow, Mansfield, Wrexham, those 4 teams chasing the top 3 in automatic promotion. And that's just where we're at. Bringing up Wrexham versus Newport County on the phone so we can follow along. I think a 3-1 win is predictable here. It'll be interesting to see how Ogonko does. I mean, that's got to be distracting with the whole mask until you get used to it. Grab yourselves a drink. I've hidden my mouse. Moving everything around. All right. Stephen being the rum and eggnog. It's I needed my caffeine shot, so for me it's got to be Bailey's, and I didn't go light with the Bailey's this year. I went and got the big boy, the big bottle. As they're up doing the toss, Newport in their amber and brown chocolate brown. It is. Griffith's talking about it. Ooh, Steven, bold move. 6-1. Christmas Bailey's in the morning coffee. My ice cream cake is gone. If you didn't see it, I posted on Twitter, put the badge on it. It was absolutely delicious. I've got the stats sitting up here on FOTMob so that we can follow along and I can keep track of the stats. And let's get into this one. I'm excited. Algonquin on the journey. Oh, the tanker, right? Oh, I'm behind. We're underway. If you're not following along, Wrexham going from right to left towards the tech end. Here we go. Into the box, offside, I think, and doesn't matter. It went over top anyway. Hey, we'll take that early jump. All right. The clock is running. The game is on, and that was McLean just offside, was it? 19 seconds in. That would have been a cracking start. Stephen, no, because we're failing. Only give advice in the area that you know. And when it comes to kids, nobody knows anything. I had all these rules when I became a parent. I was going to do this and this and this and this. I only have 2 rules. 1, try hard. Number 2, don't let them die. That's it. Newport with it over top into the midfield, headed back and forth. And is that how it's going to be? Newport throw and a bunch of battle in the midfield. Ah, man, it's glorious. I don't know if they bumped the gains up either before the game, but it's echoing. It's echoing today. Well, I do like my rule of give a shit and like try to. Oh, Mullen, free kick. That was soft. And the referee, by the way, if you're not aware, loves giving out yellows and reds. We're probably going to get a whole raft of them. And I suspect that flop counter is going to take an absolute beating. And Kim Bradford sneaking into the top 10. Yeah, it's. I looked at the teams that they were playing though, and they were all. I don't want to be insulting. Weaker teams lower in the table. They've got a run of it now, where they've got 4 tough games. So we'll see if. I would suggest a big portion of their season and whether they're going to be able to draw up is going to be decided here by the middle of January, because they're either going to be reset down near the bottom or they're going to be knocking on the door on the way in. So we'll see how that all transpires. Newport throw from the far side for them. It appears to be really windy. It looked like the ball just got stopped up there, grabbed in the air and held back. That was a quick little throw into the corner. Is he able to keep it in? Looks so. Corner flag, left side, Newport County with it, chipped over forward. Nice little spin. Tozer able to get there as Cleworth ended up getting the first deflection. And the way they end, we've got it. It's trapped in our own zone. We're just going to kick it out and take the throw. It rolls along the line and dances in and stays in. Thanks, Stephen. Yeah, that's a reminder of the spoilers and the etiquette rules. No caps, no links, no anything like that. I'm about 20 seconds behind. If I get a long delay here and somebody goes down, I'll hit the reset button. The joys of the latency of the internet is you never know how far back we are. Yeah, Wimbledon could be in there. There's like a Mendy. That's a horrible ball by Jones. Horrible. The wind is going, as you can see it there, but there's no excuse on that one. That's the type of pass that you'd expect if I was playing in the midfield. And that's love Jones. Think he's great. I still have Davis higher on my depth chart, but I'm not Parky, and I'm not paid to make those decisions. 18 seconds on your end. Yeah, if we get, I'll hit the refresh button here in a bit. Long ball all the way down from Ogonkwo to the center of the pitch over to the left-hand side. And there's another bad thump in the air from Newport. McLean tries. I would have rather had the control right there rather than the flick and the dance, but everybody's rusty. Not Ogonkwo, though. Games away, handled that one pretty well, and away they go. Free kick toss. Don't play it quickly. We're too. Rosebud was the sled. We're going to start getting into it. Was Colonel Mustard in the kitchen. Yeah, that's the way to handle it. If you're new to the channel, iFollow down below. If you're going to end up likely some seconds ahead of me, it appears like it's about an 18-second lead time. So, hit the pause button if you get the chance. Let us catch up so that the chat and everything is there. If you don't, just don't cheat. Don't tell us that there's a goal or a save or a thing. Yes. But when you play your 3-5, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but if you're going to go with your 3-5-2, you expect your midfielders to be able to play sort of any of the three. As here we go down the midfield, weird little bounce, and that's looks like Lee all the way down to McLean on the left-hand side, looking for the corner, cross, bumped, thumped, and into the body of a Newport County player. Lee with it on the left-hand side. Cannon made the run, didn't get him the ball, a little bit slow on the pass, not enough pace on it, and here comes Newport, but Lee says, no, thank you, we're good. Four goals needed. Not that we're going to... I'd just take the 3 points, but if we can start to dump it out there, then great. Ford coming out. See, okay, Brendan, we'll have to have a chat about that one, because to me, Mendy's too much quality to get take even on his wrong side. Can't have him off the pitch, and so if that means he can adjust on that right, then we'll get there. Dalby flicked on up over, but away from Mullen. Newport's going to collect it into the hands of Townsend. Well, not hands of Townsend. He's going to play it with his feet. Now with his hands, the way we go. It's been a little bit scrambly. I don't know about out of form, Stephen, but certainly not. I mean, we've had that early offside. We've had the pass from Jones. We've had lead at Cannon ended up. We've had a number of missed passes. We're sitting at 52% pass accuracy to their 47%. So it's both clubs looking a little ugly. Might be the wind dealing with part of it, but I think some of that. It's nice to see Max out there doing his thing, out of sorts. Yes, that's the appropriate term. Just means he has to score more, Brendan. I haven't noticed defensive lapse as you have. It is Stockport plays Barrow next weekend or on Boxing Day. And so, I mean, whenever the top teams are playing, I'm hoping for a draw. Cannon with space in the middle, right down the heart of it, over to left, McLean, a little bit behind him, so everybody has to hold up. But he gets close to the penalty area, looking for a cross. It's deflected. It's still there. Oof. That was Dalby that maybe had a chance to get there. I don't see Stockport. I think the invincibility moniker has gone away with their injuries. I mean, they're down 5, 6, 7 players with a full lineup. Different question. Plus, you've got the January window. I would expect and think that Wrexham's going to be more active than others. No, I don't expect Cannon to score 12 a year. Jersey pull. Referee having a chat. I just don't. They looked vincible. I love that. Everybody's vincible. The yellows are already flying as they pick one up for a descent. You got to know your referee, and you got to know that this guy hands those out like an elf at Santa's workshop giving out candy canes. Everybody gets one for free. Long ball into the corner. That was an interesting play because I don't know if McLean was even ready for it because he had to go and try and play catch up. But at the end of the day, it ends up skipping out and we'll get a Tozer throw. Maybe? And the referee says, not that close, folks. Ken as he has line sightings. 2 now? The echo. That's brilliant. Tozer, short throw. Out to Tozer. We're going to get a Tozer cross. No, we're not. Serves it to McLean. And McLean, that's his third ball that hasn't found its way through on a corner that's been knocked down or deflected. Lee Doughty, the punching bag. All right, John, we've got it under control. Brendan, we know who to complain to and about. Was that a handball? Why did he give it? Oh, that was soft. No kidding. What's the reverse flop? We need a counter for the referee. John would go nuts if we had a counter for the referee. No white Christmas over here, even where my parents did the 6-hour drive from up north in British Columbia, and they don't even have snow up there yet. It's going to be a dry Christmas. And where Vancouver maybe gets snow once every 3 years. We're pretty rainy. We're England as far as the weather goes. Quite knocked it down. Newport with it. Longer shots blocked, but it slants on a Newport foot. And well done. Cannon sneaking up with the nick on the break. It's putting up. Can Mullen chase it down? I think that last one might have got him in the feet before he got to the ball. Yeah, I don't want a white Christmas. I'm interested in this last touch here that Mullen has. So he goes in, everything's fine there. Oh yeah, he did miss him and then got him on the right foot. That angle. It was a weak call, but he did get him. Howdy, Ben. Pitched forward. I always find, Mullen gets angry, but I always find that he plays better as the game goes on. He gets a little bit peeved. Let's go. I'd like to get one in the bank, get some control on it. Ben, happy to have you. I'm glad that you could join us. It's the joy of the 3 o'clock blackout, right? Is you can iFollow and follow along, or you can join the chat and get through here. Whew, Parky. I just had to enjoy that little interplay on the side. Oh, Stephen, why? Why we got to talk about the food deliveries, man? Why we got to talk about the food deliveries? Yeah, he was on the replay, right? The fourth game, the last one. It's too early to get frustrated. It's a glorious Saturday. We've got a 4-sided race course. The temporary cop looks absolutely, well, as stunning as a temporary cop can look. So what did they say at the start? The Ben Foster. There were a lot of amazing names. There was a whole thread. I don't know if you've gone through all of them or had a look, but there's some epic ones that are out there. The Ben Foster one, because of how temporary it is, was glorious. I like the fact that somebody said if they're not going to do something for Jacko to name this one that. I heard it sounded like they said it was the Tanker Ray stand. I might have misheard that at the start. Whiskey and poutine. That's the definition of getting a Canadian rowdy. A little bit of whiskey and a little bit of poutine. There's going to be fireworks. Headed down, long ball over top. Got an opportunity. The goalie got, yeah, smart play. Smart play from Townsend to be able to come and get there because that could have been trouble. Mullen's kind of into everything already. I mean, he's normally active, but like he's had opportunities as it goes out of play there on the right side. So again, if you're joining late and you're not watching, Wrexham going from right to left towards the tech end, the university end, the Stoke cold brew end. God, how scrappy is this game? Like the wind got it up in the air a little bit and it just ended up taking off. The Sedwin Scott stand. I'm hoping that they do a big. I mean, I don't know Jacko, and I never got to hear his voice echoing through the cop, obviously. But when you have somebody who's built an identity in an area and they're that sort of fan, then you've got to do the tribute. And so it's nice that they're going to be doing something. And if that's the case, call it what you will for the temporary stand. But I'm looking forward to there being some sort of tribute for Jacko. Thank you, John, for the reminder. Yes, tweet out and share it if you can. Like button for the algorithm gods. Subscribe away, and even though my subscriber button is broken, and I'll have to figure out what's going on with a whole bunch of things. I may end up in something to think about. I may end up doing YouTube only and no longer restreaming. I might try it for the game on the 26th, which would be a new link, but we'll get that out there. Working on the pass accuracy by pumping it through the back. Wrexham still working towards the Stoke end. That's a great ball. Get the wheels going. And is it going to go for a corner? Unfortunate deflection off of the goalkeeper. I wonder if that was intended at all. But that was Townsend scrabbling back to try and avoid it going out for the corner, and he just thumps the ball off of Dalby's chest, and it ends up running out the corner. Let's go here. Andrew with Wrexham in Chester getting lip. That's glorious. Pass stats are still awful. 56% to 46%. And all of that time, I think we've had way more possession. Have we? 60-40. Not so bad, but just the one shot on goal. It's an ugly game. That's why I'd like to get one in the bank and ugly because the winter conditions or the wind. Ugly because the teams are just rusty, but like there's a bit of a miss hit there. And we get to say O'Connor's name for the first time. Like just the first touches are off. Like that shouldn't be that hard on a pass back to your center back to be able to control that. You got to flick it in the air for him. Holding. And you let that go. Like literally had his arms back. My God. Yeah, it is a slow day when they play half of them earlier. All right, Amanda. I don't quite know what that all means, but I'm excited with the emoticon use, although it's odd that you got it through because I thought if there was too much emoji use that the bot's supposed to jump in and grab you, but didn't. Flick through. Newport County still with it over to the right side as McLean tries to scramble back in defense. Not able to. Still working on the right side. Nice little overplap overlay 1-2. Was that Cannon that came in there and nicked it away, kicked it out for the throw, and away we wait now. Always a good day when Manchester United takes a loss. Sorry for any Man U fans now. That's their throw, but nice try. A little bit unlucky here too with the every bounce that's gone out for a play. The Dalby play earlier, this one with Mullen there, seem to be going against us rather than and not saying the calls are wrong, just last second little flicks off of us. A long throw over top. O'Connor there. Kept in, but it's just not much in the game, to be fair. The pass accuracy stats still at 56% for us, 46% for them. We haven't even hit a blip on the expected goals yet, according to the Thought Mob. Although I'd say that we have possession. Here we go, working towards on the right-hand side, down to Mendy. Can Mendy do better with a cross than McLean? Because McLean's missed on 3. Mendy, little dip. It's through. It's in. It's, just missed the header. Was that Lee was up there? The little man trying to fly like Superman, but can't get up there and get his head on it. Well, Hannah, we're happy that you're here. I think Lee wanted to do better, thought he could do better. Rill, I think, Brendan, and Andrew, you can correct me. I had to look this up on Google to find out how to pronounce it, but I believe it's Rill. Oh, that's another one over top. Got the advantage. Mullen gets it down, still there. Drag down, call that. Point. Ooh, Mark says he got it right. I don't know. I thought there was enough contact in that there should have been a foul. He's got it. He's ahead of him. He boxes him out. If the tangle of legs involved the player, and I don't think on the replay it did, the contact wasn't as strong as I thought. So I'll take that back and say that's a good non-call. Unless there was a tangle in the legs there. Waiting on the replay. And they're not going to show it. Yeah, Mullen didn't freak out, and so maybe that's the sign. That could be a consideration, John. I say that, John, except there's a player that plays for my team, the Canucks, Connor Garland. He dives and flops all over the place. He's also the guy who draws more penalties in the league than anybody else, right? So there are players who have it as an art, but that's not in Mullen's toolbox. The effective draw of penalties and fouls. So just the interplay in the midfield back and forth is it's up in the air, it's up in the air, it's up in the air, and it goes out of bounds. It's just not a lot of control on the feet. It's scrambly. Oh, man, 3 Bruin fans. 3? This is getting insufferable. John, to be fair, I haven't checked if Brendan has control. If not, I'd hate to usurp it. It's John, Stephen, and Brendan, all Bruins fans. That's what I'm doing tonight. I'm going to the Canucks and the Sharks. 5 rows back from Thatcher Demko, right in the corner. So if you're bored and you've got the Canucks versus Sharks on your TV available, you can see just to his left, you'll see 5 rows back, me and my dad, and I'm McLean. Like that was garbage right from the first touch. Like he didn't know what he wanted to do. He danced over to the right. He danced over to the left. He was like, am I going to go put it through his legs? He tries to put it through. It ends up not working. So he's going to end up playing, grabs a guy, throws him to the ground. What the hell? To the left, to the right, to the nutmeg, to the fail, to the knockdown. Yeah, bugger. Winnipeg's funny this year. Never expected them to be in the running, and here they are. A McLean hater? No. I hold McLean to the standard that he was at when he came on, and he was lights out. Whoa, Mendy. Oh, there's a defensive mistake by Mendy. Ogonkwo with the save. Holy. Okay, that's evidence exhibit A in the defense of Brendan. Brendan's statement that Mendy is weaker defensively on that side. I did trick out the scoreboard. Still got some ugly messes here, but I can only go so far in a week. Whew, Ogonkwo. Mendy just can't get there, flicks it out the left foot, not able to get there. Ogonkwo comes to the rescue and saves the day. Yikes. Yeah, that had that corner peg too. Exhibit A to the Mendy weak on that left side defense as it's bouncing around dangerously there. I would have liked to have seen Ogonkwo come out a little bit. Corner from the other side as they checking out the cop, and with just those, well, they've got some fans sitting politely in the middle to it aside along that the wings of the cop that have the reduced. Scrappy game, yeah, ugly game. We're up to 60% pass accuracy. In swinger, right footer, headed up in the air to the far post, but rolls out too far, and away they go. Mendy dancing over. It's going to go for a throw. Let's get some control here. Let's measure the game. 61% possession by us. They've had the only 2 shots, I think. Well, they have to call that a shot. If they don't call it a shot, I'm going to call it a shot. As I wait for Fatmob to catch up. The referee lipped off the ball boy? I missed that. I just heard it. I was too busy looking down. So they, danger, 2-on-1, kicked over, a bad pass over. Rescued by a failure of Newport to be able to connect there, and another missed touch, and he's going to blow it down. And Lee giving him the chirp. I think that's the right play. Ref got in the way. You blow it down. Howdy, Alex. Yeah, Kim, always an important recipe in getting a goal. You've identified the primary issue so far with this game. Over to the right-hand side for Newport, approaching the penalty area, looking for the cross. McLean on the mark. Sneaks it through the middle into the box. Whew, that was dangerous. Had a flop, Brendan. That was a flop by a Newport player. And then the ball came free anyway to somebody who had the hammer, and it was blocked. And now here comes another Newport cross into the box. Headed. Ogonkwo. Whoo! Don't test the young man. Don't test him. He'll answer the bell. He gets an A+ on that one, but there's no reason to put the test before him. Header up over like a dagger in the dark. Right hand up over. Ogonkwo is the light. That was gorgeous. Ooh, and it came off the woodwork, off of the hands. Pass accuracy is that low since I ate Taco Bell. Ogonkwo punch. Oh, I don't know what happened there on the deflection. Ogonkwo, man of the century right now. Jesus. Paint off the walls at halftime. You've got the goalkeeper coming back after an injury reserve. We'll let him. We'll try to work him in gently into the game, guys. Like, let's shell up defensively. Let's protect him until he gets his feet set. No. Straight into the firing squad. Do your thing, Arthur. Put on a show. My word. Did not expect Newport with the wave I'll say their pass accuracy is worse than ours. Their possession is worse than ours. It's that final third failure. We're just not hungry enough in the box. Patrick, it depends on how much he likes it and depends on what Arsenal wants to do. I think the ultimate question is when does Ogonkwo take the number 3 position or number 2 position with his club if he's going to be the backup? Long ball in, held up in the air. O'Connor with it. Down to McLean. McLean, yank him. Yank him. That's just, it's 4 dead plays with possession given away by McLean down that left side. He's just not feeling it. Demko played at BC. Yes, I am aware of that. Okonkwo with it quickly over to Mendy on the right-hand side. Am I? Or is this just really bad today? Am I a hater? I don't think I'm a hater. I like McLean, but you can't sit there and watch his body of work so far in the first 30 minutes and see nothing but giveaways and failures. Going to be a throw in for Newport right at the midfield side as that scramble in the middle ends up falling 7th or 8th in line at Arsenal. See, that's the thing is you're getting to the point now where you're going to have to find a club. And if you're Ogonkwo, what do? If we get promoted, we have that argument of saying, hey, we're 3rd tier and on the rise. You're comfortable. You've been here. Yes, but I think they're forced to release him in another year. Am I right on that? Is that when his contract is up? I haven't looked it up. I think it's another year. I don't think he's 7th or 8th. The desperate long ball heaves is on the strategy today. Miss hit by Newport. Are they able to keep it in? No, Mendy's got it. Quick throw. Tozer with a heavy first touch, and so it goes to Newport out, and we're going to get a throw in. I've heard, and I mean, I'm not an Arsenal fan, so I don't know. I've heard that Ogonkwo's 3rd in line, that he's akin to McGill, who's playing for Brighton, that they're, get their cup opportunities if he was there, but really no other chance. So if he's a free at the end of this year, I think if we get promotion, we've got a chance at it. I mean, if he's liking it here and he's comfortable, I believe is a London boy. There's McLean. Let's give him credit where it's due. That was a nice little dance around. Dalby on the left side. O'Connor working the left. Dalby looking for McLean. McLean goes on the run. Doesn't get it to him. Long ball towards Lee. Center of the pitch on the switch. Jones, Mendy. Mendy on the right side. Looking for a cross. Dancing. Shimmy, shake, spins. Waits for the overlap. There it is. Doesn't take it and gets it instead. Clearworth lays it up for Cannon. Hammer. Block. Gah. Mendy with it again, nicks it back over to Lee. Midfield extra possession. Well done on the work. McLean over on the left side. Dancing. Get across in, sir. Deflected. Yeah, I can see. I mean, it's got to be Barry if he's healthy, to be fair, as an outfield player. I don't know if that's actually a really brilliant. I love Ogonkwo, but if you were to say Ogonkwo or Barry, that's a tough one. Healthy. Newport, left-hand side. And then the fascinating thing, too, is the whole Jake Young situation on what's going to happen there. And he's got everybody's talking about him signing with Huddersfield next year. Bradford City, are they going to call him back because they've got him on loan? Or do you just keep him there? That'll be an interesting dynamic to watch during the window. I mean, for us, I think the question is simple: is who's coming in and who's going out as a consequence. And is that going for a corner? Off for a corner on a touch. God, this is I'm getting an update on the shots. This is going to be depressing. Ding, 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 ding. Yes, that says 8 shots to 0 against Newport at home. Three corners to 0. 2 shots on target to 0. The only stat that we're leading at, passing and pass accuracy and on possession. Cross by Newport into the box. Mendy sitting there to head it away to the feet of McLean. On the blast, up the pitch. Keep going, sir. Holds it up at the midfield stripe. Gets it into Lee. Lee midside. McLean goes for the run. Lee says, no thanks. I'm going to go over to Mendy on the other side. Gets cut out by Jones, and Jones with a horrible pass. I'll take Davis, please. I'm being negative Nancy today, aren't I? His balls have been astray today. I like that. I like that Mark called him out on that one. His balls have gone astray. That's the best blip from the broadcasting booth that I've heard all year, as far as I can recall. McLean, it's what do you do right now? I mean, there's 3 or 4 players that are just not just off, but just playing poorly. Like, I can't recall when was the last game that we've had where it's been this bad. Cannon with a nice save there is a little bit of Brendan, a little bit of a saving grace, and then a bad pass. McLean gives it away. Fortunate that they give it back. I don't want to throw things. I don't want to have a bad Saturday morning. I want to just... But you know what? Sometimes you got to win ugly. The good teams find a way to win ugly. So let's dig deep. It's a 0-0 game. Don's taking out Morecambe would be helpful. Definitely be helpful there. Get us to the half. Get some subs. Figure it out. So we got a throw just inside the midfield stripe. Mendy gets it back to the center backs, and they're going to play with it. We could always watch cartoons. Nah, I get that the rest of the week. Long ball. Mullen able to knock it down in the box. Knocks it down. Is it going to go for a corner? No. Tozer bomb going to come. Got it out with a throw. Brendan, that's a brilliant call. Fletcher coming in. 2 goals in the second half, although big ask. Oh, quick plays played in. Oh, right there for Dalby to be able to try and get the header, but misses it. Hasn't played in a while, but we're going to expect 2 goals from him. I like that. Put pressure on the old guy. Yes, David, the halftime enthusiasm. And 36, 37 minutes in for the first time of the game, we have a shot. Long ball, thumped down, nobody over there, but the ball takes a weird bounce, and McLean's able to knock it down. Come on, Mr. McLean, do a thing. To the right side, on the charge, too much weight, this rolls away. Dalby says, give it to me. McLean runs at him and then loses the ball and just responds by kicking it out. All right, goal kick. Townsend. Do you call that a shot on goal? Yeah, he will be in for the last 15, if at all. I mean, I guess you don't put him in on the bench unless you think he's actually healthy to come in. Clearworth in the air, falls to Lee. Mullen knocks it down, gets it over to McLean on the left-hand side. See, the question is I guess it's got to be Ford that comes in. Can he play the left-hand side? Is dispossessed, and here comes Newport in edge of the penalty area. On Connor scrambling, it's through, knocked down Lee with it. Just he's going to try to maintain possession. It's with Lee and McLean chipped up over into the air, and we're going to work away here. Well done by Lee. I thought that was a little bit risky, but knocks it down. Edge of the air, hammer that. Deflected. Going to be a corner. Oh! That clearly deflected. That clearly deflected. So should have had the foul on Mullen. And then, yeah, you can see the ball change its spin. Just watch the ball like this. So Dalby gets it over. Cannon with the right. Oh, yeah. And you could have given handball. That the second replay there shows not. I thought it hit his foot, but that second replay looks like it came off of his left arm. Yeah, Mark's saying that it hit a hand as well. So that should have been a handball that would have been what, 10 feet in front of the penalty, outside the penalty area. Bugger me. Circle that one, 40th minute. So consistent the other way. They're letting the jersey clutches happen. And to be fair, I haven't seen a lot of yellow. Just the one so far, right? Zergis, it's been great, but it's been an ugly game. You've missed out on absolutely nothing, as that takes a deflection and goes over, so we're not going to be able to get the breakout. But here's McLean with the ball, trying to settle it down. This has been an ugly, scrappy game. We are up to 2 shots, though. Mark saying it's breathless. Breathless because it's frustrating? I mean, another giveaway rolls for a goal kick as the pass accuracy takes further punishment. We've doubled the number of passes that they've had, but the accuracy just atrocious. So who can Ford play on the left side? And then the question is, as Brendan asked and inquired about Mendy on the playing on his offside, is do you long ball from Newport from the keeper falls to the foot of a Newport attacker. Mark says should have been a foul there. I don't think there was much in that, but it's going to roll out for a throw, and we get an opportunity to break down the other way. Yay. That cop stand looks, everybody looks cozy in their thick winter jackets and their toques or bobble hats, if that's the Welsh, not the Welsh term for it, but the word that's being used in English in Wales. The bobblehead hat. Headed out. Oh, yeah. The newsstands are 80% capacity. It's just the wings that don't have the wings, funnily enough, have just 2 people in each row, right in the middle, all the way up them. So, yeah, we'll have. Free kick given. It appears to be well received. I mean, it's there. It's a standard scaffold temp stand with no roof. It's got a lot of people in it. Not a lot of noise, to be fair. Here's the free kick into the penalty area, headed away by Tozer, but it falls to a Newport player. It's scrambled around and smashed off the face of a Newport player and into the corner where it just is going to die there, and they have to get it, and it's knocked out. And it's a throw for us. Lee takes it quick. Cannon got two guys coming. He takes a second to figure out what he wants to do. Pushed in the back, and the player said, and the ref says, play on. Andy just took too long. He got the ball there and was like, what do I do now? Cannon and Lee. Mendy steps up, knocks it down, gets cleared by Max, and it's up in the air, but it's just needed an extra foot through the air. Yeah, Sutton would help if they were able to draw even. We'd help ourselves if we got 3 points. What the hell are we doing? Extra time. I haven't seen what the time is. It can't be a lot. Maybe 2 minutes? 4? Free kick won by Cannon, and away we go. I just get to the half here. Just get to the damn half. See, Brendan, I thought Mendy had a nice little play there to be able to knock that one down. But let's get something going here. Late in the half. See, I thought 2 minutes. It came in at, they said 4. It came in at 2 minutes. And that's the half. My God. I don't even know how do you set this one up? What do you suggest is? I mean, they're giving it to the referee. If not for Arthur, we would definitely be losing, John. That's without question. I mean, both wings had a bit of a poor first half. I'm going to take a quick little walk. I'm not even going to turn this off. I'm just going to hit mute, and I'm not going to make it go tech end. I'm just going to, or make it go tech. Tech gremlins are away or anything. I will be right back. I just got to go and deal with something. I'll be 30 seconds. I mean, you go through the match and you look at the first half, and as far as quality of play, like 61% pass accuracy, 2 shots, outworked, outplayed. I mean, on the scoreboard, we've certainly taken a battering in certain positions. I mean, you think the Swindon game, you think the Stockport game. You've seen some games where we've been controlled and not able to break out. But for me, I would be as bold as saying this is the first half, the worst half of football we've had this year. I don't know what your take on that statement is, but we're just not into it. Weak on both ends, both sides. McLean and Mendy have not been having a good day. Jones, if he's made a pass in the first half, I haven't seen it. He's had 2 absolute atrocious attempts. Ogonkwo's been a blessing. I mean, 8 shots and 2 real good saves. He's been there, had the punch out. I wouldn't say the center backs have been off. I'm not taking away from the effort. But Cannon's had his mistakes. Are they eating and talking? Is that what's happening on the broadcast? And while I'm here, I might as well hit the refresh button at least once and see where we end up. Waiting for everything to enjoying some pie. It's always a bold move eating. I'm on the Nicorettes during the half because I'm not going to run outside, but oh, Alex, I'm with you. The second half history. The problem is I've seen us not score, and I've seen us like the Stockport game, even though it was 5-0, and people say I'm crazy for this, but I don't think that we were that bad through the midfield and through the front end. It was just our back line let us down in that game. But you could see that there was something building. Swindon, you could feel that something building. This game, those chances, those opportunities, they just haven't come to pass. So making your poutine, or is that a cup of coffee? Cup of coffee. It's too early in the morning for the poutine. I mean, only getting a point here or less with a Mansfield win, moving down to 4th and being a game behind Mansfield is not where we want to be. Not where we want to be at all. But I'll take the Morecambe loss if it's possible. I'd like to see Tranmere come up and do something. Max has been solid. Deandra, no real issues there. I've hit the refresh button. We'll find out when the game starts whether I'm ahead. Alex says 2-1 for the final. I'm with you. Well, that's the part that made me nervous yesterday is you saw everybody who we didn't want to collect full points collected full points, right? I mean, I was torn on whether I wanted a Notts Stockport draw or a Notts win. But it didn't happen as we see the full glory of the racecourse there on display. So we're back on the 26th, the Swindon game. I will be Boxing Day coverage. I got to run around and do a whole bunch of stuff. Got the joy of Christmas is running around and fighting traffic with everybody else who's running around. We don't say those words, or I won't, Mike, but you're a brave soul for embracing the jinx. Well, the thing about Notts, and to be fair, the brilliance of their manager is knowing he sheltered through his strategy the absolute abhorrent quality of the Notts backline. Their center backs are the worst in, well, certainly League Two, if not the National League. Like they just Swiss cheese. They're like the Edmonton Oilers of hockey. They've got to beat you 3-2, 4-3, because they don't defend. And I think over the length of the season, you get a couple of knocks, a couple of injuries, and they get tested a little bit more. People break down their high pressure line, and that's what you end up dealing with. So I'm not. Like, to me, Notts has some concerns. The interesting question for me is with Stockport. Kelleher's out, Barry's out. They've lost like 4 or 5 players up at the front. If they're going to fall off the pace, now is the time. And they had like They went 5 games without a win, amongst all competition. And you had a thought that, hey, this might be the time where they get brought back to the rest of the group, but not against Knots anyway. We'll see. They've got Barrow next weekend, and so our next weekend, Boxing Day. So that'll be interesting to see. Alex, at the start of the game, I'm going to be honest with the acoustics, and I don't know whether they bumped the volume up on the gains, but it was a hell of a lot louder. But during the game, it's sort of all fed down. I mean, that game, we had first half 2 cracking saves by Arthur. We had that handball misjudge. No, I can't. I don't know the etymology of Boxing Day, and it doesn't make any sense. I will tell you as a fun little side story. I was on city council in a small little town called Williams Lake, and back about 50 years ago now, on January 2nd, the mayor and a councillor were walking around downtown, and they realized all the shops were dead and everything was closed, and they were like, we should just make this a civic holiday, and they did. So the only place in the entire world, January 2nd, have Wrestling Day, and I thought that was brilliant. But I don't know the etymology of Boxing Day. Am I going to look that up, or is somebody going to tell us, or am I going to know by Boxing Day? That's a question for me to answer on Boxing Day, the history of. Yeah, Alex, it definitely seems to be the case. That's what I was saying. If the gains weren't bumped up, it certainly sounded as though it reverberated more, like it was palpable, even listening. Boxing up items to give to the poor. It could very well be. It could be that they just like to fight in the middle of the streets after Christmas. I don't know. I don't even want to look at the stats. I look down and I get throw out all the empty boxes. It's the one thing I didn't anticipate having a little munchkins is how long it takes for them to go through the Christmas presents. I mean, you just get 5 presents each for them, and it takes the whole day just to blast through them. I mean, I guess that's to be 0 corners in the half, 6 fouls committed. That's not necessarily 0 big chances for either side, and as a consequence, none missed. They asked the question. So they were talking about the echoing sound on the broadcast and whether it was noticeably louder there, and they're saying no, not really that noticeable. There should always be boxing on Boxing Day. I'd be all for it. The weird thing is Boxing Day for Canadians always signifies one thing, and that's the start of the World Junior Hockey Championships. And I don't think that there's any other junior tournament in the world that's followed as heavily and religiously as that tournament is. And it's because we don't have a best on best hockey, like a World Cup of soccer, for ice hockey. We don't do it. Very rarely. We haven't since 2010. So it's been 13 years without a best on best tournament. The world championships aren't best on best because the leagues are still on. So you're getting backup players playing for the national team. But the World Juniors, it's the best under 19s, or I guess U20s against the best U20s. And it's a ton of fun. Or is it U19? It's U18. So U19, best under U19. And so it's watched religiously. So that's my Boxing Day will be full of football in the morning, ice hockey in the evening, just like today, football in the morning. And I'm off downtown to have a big dinner with my dad and go and sit watching the Canucks and the Sharks. The best team in the NHL, statistically and in the standings, the Vancouver Canucks. Golden Week. I love the holidays in East Asia, like Korea, and how it treats its Valentine's Day. So Valentine's Day, the guys ask the girls. March 14th, White Day, the girls ask the guys. And then April 14th is called Black Day, And it means that if you're still single or that didn't work out, you go and you eat food with black food in the restaurant, sort of to publicly announce that you're single and you're available. Valentine's Day, White Day, and Black Day. Gabe, I'll punch you for this. We do not talk about the Vegas Knights. Most frustrating garbage NHL team to ever play and lace up the skates. Stanley Cup champions, couple handful, haven't paid their dues, got gifted an absolute cracker of a lineup. I've got no time for the Vegas Knights, and they can respectfully get expletived. Feisty. I'm feisty this morning. You know, Georges, the Red Wings are fascinating as we're talking hockey, not football all of a sudden. The Red Wings are fascinating because that's the first time ever that I went to school with someone whose kid was drafted to the team, their first round draft pick last year. Danielson, I went to school with his mom and dad. And so, and Danielson's on the World Junior Hockey Championship team for Canada. So he's playing in Sweden. So I think they're all heading over. I don't know. Won't say I'm best friends, but when you live in a town of 1,000 people, so I've got time for the Red Wings right now. Yeah. Vegas support in the chat. Never. Not here. We can talk football should I hit the refresh button as everybody's coming out? Let's do that really quickly. Oh, and I can hear my youngest is up, but the joy of having the grandparents here for Christmas is a little bit extra measure of control. Jerry, no way. Delisle, Saskatchewan. I did my undergrad at the University of Saskatchewan in beautiful Saskatoon. All right. Everything's all lined up. Winnipeg for the win. Best friend lives in Winnipeg. My best man at my wedding, so I can't slag on the Jets because that would just be rude. Lots of hockey. Are we full of Canadians today? Usually it's a UK dominated with American smattering. All right. So Newport going from right to left towards the Stoke Cold Brew end, and we're going towards the fill in the blank cop. You know what? Let's get a game winner. Game winner in front of the cop. That's Steven. The Canucks and the Sharks at 7:00 Pacific. I'm going to be at the stadium 5 rows behind Thatcher Demko on his left, on the right side if you're viewing on the screen. So if you want to watch it, I think I might be buying a black jersey while I'm there. We'll see. East Timor is underrepresented again. One day we are going to get Newport with a little bit of control through the midfield, dispossessed, and that was the weirdest flop that I've ever seen. And we've got a spin here coming over onto the right side. Mendy out wide, right side. Let's get one early, boys. Let's get one early, dancing towards the penalty area. Step, overstep, into the penalty area, overstep, draws it out. Jones, no, dances one way. Decided, pushed it too far with his right. Thought he'd flick it out to Mendy and couldn't reach out there and get it. Steven, don't do it. Don't do it, man. Why would you want to do that? Throw in, quick one. Mendy, service, deflected, able to get saved by Dalby, pushed off. That was too easy going down. And it's going to be a goal kick. Dalby. That was soft, Mr. Dalby. Very soft. And delayed. If you're going to flop, you've got to go down with the pressure. The Carl Connolly cop. You'll have to give the background on that one, David. Long ball down. O'Connor going to go collect it. Not a lot of pressure so far from Newport as they got a guy coming over now. I don't know. Am I ahead here with where we're at? 47 minutes and 20 seconds behind still. You guys will have to let me know. Fletcher will come in for Dalby, but I can't see it happening until 75th minute at the earliest. I can't see it. Maybe even later than that. Scrappy header on the foot. We're able to get it. McLean, nice little dance there around the left-hand side, still with some possession, gets it to Lee. Lee, edge of the area, waiting, pausing, soft little flick that only went 6 feet, put possession in jeopardy, but it was saved. And we've got the switch on here as Max drives it through the right side over to Mendy. Dancing, nice little play. Mendy dancing again to the center of the pitch, draws it down to Cannon. Cannon goes back to the right side. Jones doesn't take the Clearworth overlap, left-footed cross. That's a foul. That's a foul. You got a point. Gives a goal kick. That wasn't a flop. Look, he's pointing at his jersey and saying, how is my jersey sitting here like this? It was right to him. He was the player who was on the ball. That was a penalty. We are Wrexham. Where's the cousin plays? He in the dub, the OHL down in the US. All right, goal kick lands at a Newport player's feet, and he's able to maintain possession with 3 Wrexham players buzzing around him. Tozer clear, Clearworth clear, everybody's clear. I don't know, like that one. We've got the missed handball, and we've got which would have been a free kick 10 feet in front of the box. Oh, Finland, wow. I should have known that. I know that. Beats 2, fouled, stops playing and while the ball's at his feet to complain to the referee. The appeal doesn't work, and Newport has the ball. Here we go. Long ball into space. Newport, the only player there, fends off Mendy, flicks it through, and Max, it looks like, is there to clear it away. Coming in late with a good clear. I just don't get it. Like he's dragged down and almost suplexed, and he's got his jersey literally around his back. That's the consequence of flopping too much. Sorry, Paul. That's you're unlikely to get the calls from the ref when you keep hitting the ground on the soft stuff. So I should know my history. I will get there in the off season. The healthy shot. A healthy shout, yeah, for the penalty. Meh, is the broadcast. This ref has lost control. Into the corner, knocked down by Newport, scrambly play, and that's going to be a throw for us as we turn it the other way. Fortunately, Newport, so far, the Swedish national team, no finish. Newport with it, knocked forward, popped into the air, got an opportunity there to land at the feet of Mullen. It takes another funny bounce. Mullen's got it. He's waiting for support, holding up, finds McLean, left side, plays it forward to Mullen. It's there, edge of the area. It's going to be a corner. First corner of the match. That's a little bit better, a little bit enterprising. Vlinny played for the Finland U20. So that means he's got to be there for the tournament in Sweden that's starting on Boxing Day. No? I'll have to have a look. Left-footed out swinger. Nope, going to play it short to Lee into the penalty area. Back heel, gives it. No, doesn't. Turns and instead gets a deflection. Going to go out for a Tozer bomb throw. Yeah, Dave, I didn't see it, but that's what Mark was saying as well, as given the offside inside the half. I didn't see it, so I assume it shouldn't have been offside. Mark certainly queried the rule. Long ball from Tower. He's there. Missed him, and it didn't go in. Cannon save. I don't know how that first one stayed out because he missed it and it went to the line, and I'm assuming that it was a Newport player that was able to knock that down. Discover Surrey, BC. No. In a word, no. There are a lot of beautiful places in the Lower Mainland to visit. Surrey is not one that I'd put high on the list. That may have been in, Stephen. It's possible. I don't know how it stayed out. Weird angle for us to be at, and I don't know when it made contact, but it was one of those ones that as soon as it skipped past the keeper, I was like, that's got to go in. Mendy fouled, ref has to give it, and away it goes. I'd like to see a replay because there was so many bodies together that it was impossible to make sense as to what was happening. It just skipped past that guy, the Townsend, the goalie, and then all of a sudden it came back out from the line. Mendy knocks it down. This is better. Kind of a ball into no man's land. It was... Oh, he's going to get a yellow, I'm sure, for that kick away. No. Can we get a replay? Can I pay for a replay? How do I get a replay? Did I miss the replay? Being as angry as I was? Townsend up to take the free kick. O'Connor, he's been steady today. A little bit too much from Lee. A little bit of power, a little bit of too much energy. I got to take my stats and check the score here. Or check the shots anyway. As we're getting closer. Newport with it, entering into the half. Play all over to the left-hand side. Max over there to get the clear. Thumps it. Is he able to hook it in play? Well done, Max. Get the chase down. Dalby's running back. Holds up in the wind. The advantage for us is Mullen with the foul on that one. The broadcaster like, yeah, that was soft. I don't like he didn't undercut him. I don't know what happened there. He's been 12,095. Oh, 12,100. Townsend, long ball. I'll tell you what, the wind is blowing hard right now from left to right. Thumped over the top. That's a convert. 3 points, 12,095. Thanks, we are Wrexham, for throwing that one in there. 61% pass accuracy, 4 shots on goal, only 1 on target. We've been sniffing around. Is this the replay? No, they didn't give us a replay of that, did they? The play around the box, it may have been in, may have been a handball that we were all asking about. Held down, thank you. Jesus. The Bronx cheer goes out. Dalby was being held up, couldn't come back to the ball. And it's sort of sitting there, and it was literally Tozer, I think it was being like, look at that. And then the ref looks up and blows it down. So free kick from inside the midfield stripe, but it's a free kick, and we haven't had very many of those. Cleworth, I think that got deflected, so it didn't go where intended. Newport's able to just hammer it back the other way, and we'll be back with the center backs at the midfield stripe, looking to set it up. McLean back to O'Connor. See, the wind actually think is working in our favor, though. At least Newport's been trying to thump it through, and it's been held up every single time, and we've been able to sort of counter. And so maybe that's why the first half was so ugly, because now we've got another giveaway. I think the wind's throwing people off as to what their options are defensively, with the team going from right to left. Nice little flick. McLean with it over to Lee in the middle. He's got some space. Long thump. Oh, you asked the question. He asked the question, Lee did, from a distance, but Townsend able to get there with the save. Let's just put that one up because that's got to be a shot. That was a glorious little hammer, but it doesn't go in. Lee from a distance, right-footed. Oh, got the woodwork even. So from the left side on the corner, left footer, out swinger. Here it comes. Short post headed. Up and over. Yeah, Zurgic, it should be a good one. It's interesting for me. I'll be cheering obviously for Canada, but I'm going to have an eye on Sweden. We've got 3 teams into that tournament, so should be a good one. Lots of sniffing around here. 58th minute, a little bit more faith and optimism. Short ball, we're able to get there again. Played through. Ooh, just another. If he had a boot that was one size bigger, he might have got to that and been able to flick it over to Dalby. But anyway, Max, did he save that? He did. Over to Mendy. Mendy now with it. Gets it, nutmegs Amanda Lee. Lee space on the left-hand side. Gets it over to McLean. McLean, do a thing. Into the middle. Tried the shot, but it's blocked and it's going to be cleared. I'm okay with this. Keep the pressure and the chances sniffing around in dangerous territory. Max now, center. Let's go. Jones plays it into the corner for Mendy to run onto. Mendy now up and against the corner flag. Plays it back. Lots of space for Jones. Come on, do a thing. Bad first touch, but he's able to get it in. Pinned his man. Boxed him out. Turned. Oh! Come on. Just missed it. That was a turn there from Jones that had that corner pegged, and he throws it up there, and it just misses. I thought for sure that we were gonna see the net ripple here. Oh, it wasn't Jones. It was Dalby. Dalby boxed his man out, basketball style, turns, and so Boyle came in with O'Connor going out. So Boyle is an extra sub on the bench because I see him with his penny. You are if you're Newport, Stephen. As the graphic goes up on the screen. Throw in from the left-hand side. Look to take it quickly. Not going to do it. And instead, Tozer's going to go over and grab it for the long throw in. 9 shots to 6. Oh, and I've got munchkins up and doors open. I'll get that after the throw in. Tozer, long throw, short post. That's a good one. It's deflected. Almost an own goal. And here we go. The pressure just keep. How long can Newport bend? Because we are leaning on them right now. Quickler is the new word of the day. Put that one in the dictionary. Out swinger, deflect. It's there. Oh, how did that not go in? Open goal, missed it. Open goal. How did it have a? It's right there. Why I don't understand. Short knocks down off Clearworth, off empty net. Both. I don't know if that was a pass by Dalby to Mullen or Mullen, but either one of them could have been able to put that in. It's right there along the line, and bugger. Whew. 29 minutes. If this is the pressure we're going to put on for 29 minutes, holy cow. As we're up. Feed it forward, but that's too far for Lee. They're going the other way. Newport now. Well done by O'Connor. Just calm. Take it down. Play it down the pitch. Throw in for us. Played in. Ay. It's been a long time since I've had the heart racing during this one. As we're into the corner of the area, but just not able to get possession. It's going to come down for a throw. Oh, knocked down, but misplayed. Nicked it. Lee with it. Playing backwards towards the center backs as they get it and finds Jones. Jones over to Max. Clearworth down on the right-hand side. If we've got Mendy on the switch as we're going the wrong way, setting it up back up, but we're drawing players out. And so well done. Given away. Tozer just pumped it right into the foot of a center back. I don't even know who he was going to there. O'Connor's got it, though. Tozer on the reclaim and recovery. O'Connor running with it. Nice little play into the middle. We got Mullen edge of the area, but it's kicked away. Tozer bomb coming soon. Whoo, let's go. Let's go. I don't know, Steven. Do you bring, now that they're rolling and cooking, do you let them cook for a little bit? I think you let them cook for a little bit. You have to, right? You have to. Tozer, long throw. Let's go. In the air. Gonna short post up. It's deflected. It's in the middle. He's right there. Scores! Thank you, Mr. Jones. Woo! Came down right, lined up perfectly. I don't know who exactly ended up with that one, whether that came off of our player or theirs, but counted up. We were due just too much pressure. Too much pressure. Like, that was the perfect pass, unintended or otherwise, but it ended up Tozer bomb, landed, hit a player somewhere in the middle of the box, and landed right there for Jones, who didn't think twice, just hammered with the left foot, smashed it. Nothing that Townsend. Hold on. It's nuts. So I don't know who that hit. I think it hit the center back, number 5. But he had both Mullen and Dalby on either side of him, and it just fell right there. So there's some relief. Let's go forward now. Let's 3 more. W&G has the call. We've got 1. Secure the 3 points. Now we've run this sucker. I almost had a bad word, but I stopped. Oh, yeah. Oh, does this still work? It still works. I love it. Oh, Newport with it, though. Little back heel. You can't call that. Thank you. Goal kick. It makes me nervous now. Steven getting really greedy. It didn't hit 5. I don't know who it hit. If somebody saw who it hit. But Dalby, Mullen, number 5, hit somebody, landed right perfectly. Arthur with it. If somebody did a pitch invasion, but they're all looking into the Stockport. You can see all the away fans watching in the Stockport end. That's all the entertainment is in the tech end stand. The energy. Did you, like, you could feel that? I had to stop here with all the excitement. Des, how far away are you from? Because, and do you normally hear the roar of the crowd from that? Because that, I think, was the loudest one. Like, I had to had to take a moment there and take notice of the bloody noise that was coming out of the race course. Barrow's fascinating, right? Defensive stalwarts. They've taken over the sort of the mantle of Mansfield. Long ball to Mendy, trying to get there, but just behind. Oh, you got to call that, because how did Mullen not get to that ball? Because he was held. He played it, boxed the guy out, and then tried to release to go and get the ball and was held. Oh, just a few hundred yards. Ogonko out to collect. Well done. Happy days we scored indeed. They had him out at birth. Brendan, I've wondered the same thing. Dark black, dark blue, dark green. There's no color and no joy in the jacket designs in the UK. just a scrappy play through the middle of the pitch, but it's going to be Newport who knocks it down the left side. Newport with it. Little interplay. Nope. Decides to kick it back, and they're going to put the switch on. And instead, they put it through the middle of the field. They're approaching the penalty area. At the edge of the area, crossed in. Mendy blocked, knocked down. Going to be a throw instead. Shopping over football. Andrew, you planned your week wrong. Shades of beige. But you look into the stands, and other than the scarf, not a lot of color. Long throw right to Mendy. And Mendy, what was that first touch? Just passes him the ball back. Oh, Arthur. Woo, he got lucky there. Came out to try and make the play on it, and then was like, I'm out of position, and then just kind of stopped. RKO. It happens. I did that for the Tranmere game. I slept right through it. You didn't want to see that first half anyway. It was absolute garbage. I don't know what happened there. That was the weirdest sort of, like, if you were playing FIFA, one team gives it away, the other team in shock gives it right back. Whoa, Tozer with the miss hit. And all of a sudden now we're under pressure. Here they come the other way. Newport over to the right side. We've got men back. O'Connor able to get it. Is he going to give a free kick there? Is it going for a corner? Goes for a corner. Anthony, I'll disagree with you. South Korea has the best food. Anybody who says that cheuk-dap, spicy pork with rice, is not the best dish in the world is wrong. But the wind is proving to be a problem for sure. Yeah, there has in the second half. I thought Tozer's first half was about as good as it could get, but he's had that bad pass. Ooh, danger! But Mullen gets out of the way, able to get up. Tackle comes through, knocks it. Newport's spinning in the middle of the pitch. Max, hey, Max has some pace. What's with the push in the back? That's got to be a yellow. Evans is saying no, but that was a pushing into dangerous territory because Max had to end up skipping up over top of Okonkwo so they didn't clip him. Like, just unnecessary. Like, this is the sort of stuff you got to give a card for that, just to send the message that don't take the cheap shots. Max has some pace, though. Fletch getting stretched. Oh, okay. French cooking is superior, but I'm not sure French food is superior. So Townsend just punted one out. Benefit for us. Shots are 10-9, 198 passes, only 63% passing. The wind still posing to be a problem, but the wind, nice little pass. Cannon on the left side, stops, looks to McLean. He's got some space. Now he's got to dance. Heavy first touch, so he's got to come back instead of going for the cross because he hemmed himself in by that aggressive first touch. Well played. Still on the left side. Dancing Lee. This is all Lee. Yeah, deserved a better result for the effort, but holy cow. The Chomp Unlucky Club. Was there a Tranmere takeover? They're back 2-1 over Swindon. Hey, the scoreboard update. And you actually got to see that one rotate live. That's kind of cool. The scoreboard doing its thing, but I will pull off so that only the live games are on. Makes it easier too. That was a little bit too much on the definition of irony. Lee's been solid. McLean? Cannon's been... And you know what? Cannon... Here comes Fletch coming in for Dalby. Stephen Fletcher out with a run. Let's get some magic going here. I wasn't expecting him until late January, so this is a nice little treat. Hopefully all is good. Gets through the initial test. got the hair lined up for the day. Good on him. And a brutal first touch by, well, not touch, not first touch, brutal kick as the wind just blew that one right out. And here comes O'Connor, who's kept his mustache from Movember. And we give the ball away. Yikes. Fussy baby counter? Yes, that would be Walter, letting everybody know that he's awake and doing his thing. Newport with the ball, center of the pitch, approaching the penalty area, tries to get it. That's a bad touch. We got to go to a goal kick. It's too many bad giveaways by both teams right now. It's been a while. Hi, Laura. Nice to see you. I haven't checked the numbers as to who's come in and how many viewers we've got or anything. I've just been so engrossed in this one. As you can see down below, we're back on Boxing Day, 7 o'clock in the morning. Headed away, Newport with it. Newport still sniffing around, coming forward after all that continued pressure from Wrexham. We've taken, whoa, nice little play by Lee. Touch, flick in the air, spins out of the way of the attacker. And now he's got all this space in the middle, and he gives it away. That was a whole bunch of beauty from just a little bit overexcited. Oh, Jackson. I forgot. Laura Jackson. Laura, I should know this. Maybe I'll just keep it as a joke, Jackson. Every time I see you, I'll just call you by the wrong name in perpetuity. Lee just scrappy, right? And he's been nicking the ball in the midfield, a couple of giveaways more than we're used to seeing. Newport giveaway, headed away. Are we able to control it in the midfield? No, bounces too far. Tranmere still holding on over Swindon. That's helpful. I would like a second goal, please. Evans with it on the left-hand side. Held up, still waiting, spinning backwards. Newport brings it back towards the midfield stripe and a bad pass, and so they've got to go to the center backs. Able to save it, and then they lose it, and Mendy goes back and collects it, and he looks up the pitch. Options. Long ball. That misses Mullen on the long one. Hard to bring Fletcher into it when we're battering it around within our own zone. Fletcher grabs it, controls it, knocks it down, asks the question to see if McLean can get there. And it goes for a throw-in for us. Tozer coming up for the bomb. Oh. We didn't get that. I thought that he touched that. I thought that was a touch, which is, I guess, makes sense as to why he was boxing him out. Thought that they were going to get the throw in, but didn't. Barnet are 6-0 against Boreham Wood. You can certainly talk about it. I don't care what Barnet and Boreham Wood do. Okay, Stephen, thank you. I mean, he played it as though he had the deflection, but I was like, I thought he touched it. Oh well, chalk it up on the list of misses by the referee. Throw in Wrexham, getting it down to Mullen, scrapping away to get the ball. Deflected, and it's played down to Mullen. Is he offside there? Fletcher? Save. Fletcher's first touch gets asked the question from just, what was he, 15, 20 feet out, right in front of the near post. And he smashed it right into the keeper. No, he wasn't offside. That would have been good. Defender took away that entire right-hand side, so that was the only place he could have gone. So well done. Flicked in the air. Newport with it. Center of the pitch. Bring it on back. Just Newport with it. Middle of the pitch. Driving across the line. Played down. Mendy's able to secure it. Plays it back to Arthur, and we settle up. Arthur says, no, you don't. Take that, and pants it and kicks it out. Brr. Newport with it left side. Into the penalty area, tries to make a run, but nicely dispossessed by Max. We get control, play it down. Fletcher sets it back for Jones, and Jones is running down the right side. Got a bit of a flop. Should be a throw into us, and instead he gives away the free kick. Are you joking me? God. Like, he trips and he falls. Oh, I thought... Did he give a throw, not a free kick? Gave the throw. Either way. Mendy able to secure it, knocks it down. Nobody forward. So now Mullen putting the pressure on as it goes forward to Townsend, the keeper, who's got it in control. Right foot. If Brendan had control of a flop meter and a questionable call meter, it'd be a lot more on the questionable calls. To be fair, unless John had control of the questionable call meter, because then it'd never move. Right? Could be a Newport supporter. Could be my youngest. Mendy with it. Heads it down. Newport with control. I'm not liking this. We're not really in a defensive shell, but we are. That was awkwardly touched by the captain, Delaney, and just rolled out. So we'll take it. Yes, we've seen that. Port Vale down. I hope, M, that you don't jinx it either, but it's a pleasure to see everybody having a late start. Boxing Day, Christmas, everybody. Come on, Knots. Steven. The game is over. It was on yesterday. Mansfield up on Sutton. So it'll be if the scores hold, whereas we're in the 80th minute here, and Payne comes in for Palmer Holden for Newport. It's a no change at the top four, and instead you've got positions 5 and 6 falling down a little bit on the table and making it tougher for them to hold on for that chance. Fletcher chasing. He's got pace, but it's going to go too far. Lee, I'm with you. I always like that insurance goal. Steven, I'm with you. We'll talk about man of the match options. Who out front? Like, O'Connor's been solid defensively. Tozer had a great first half, but as Brendan pointed out earlier, his second half hasn't been as good. Townsend with the long kick here. Hanging in the wind. Ooh, played off of our head, but backwards, but we're able to get it and recover. Lee's been solid, but doing his thing, just not able to get much love with all the opportunities he's had. Newport get it. Jones able to come back and nick it back. Well done, Max. Max has been solid on the right side. Jones has had too many bad passes. Cannon in the first half, too many bad passes. I don't know. McLean and Mendy haven't really been as solid as normal. Jones did get the goal scorer, but Lee, beautiful, lots of space as we're running forward into the area. McLean deflected up. I think that was deflected, but no, Fletcher knocks it down in the edge of the area. He's looking for a pass, tries to flip it through the legs, doesn't go, but there it is. Cannon. He just can't score, can he? I mean, I say that he's had a couple here, but that you would have expected he had space and had time, and he turned over with that left footer and just punches it. Yeah, Andrew, I know Max has been great. I mean, I think that he's in the nomination hunt for sure. Fletcher, tell me that I'm wrong. I expect a little bit more better out of Cannon. Tried the nutmeg. He plays it, and it's right on his left or right on his right foot, and he just muffed that one off the back of his heel. Scooped it. Header, knocked down. We've got it. Fletcher controls it. Got a burst, but don't take McLean, who was running down the left side. Lee, no call. Newport coming the other way. I don't like that decision-making process. The referee is letting them go because that was arguably a free kick the other way. High line, played forward. McLean, he's able to get there into the corner, looking for a cross, save it. And instead, it's going to be a corner. Well done. Didn't like the decision there of Lee. Had McLean going down the left, I don't know if he could have got them the ball, but instead of holding it up and playing it into the middle, he decided to hold it up and maintain possession. The consequence is he had nowhere to go when he was challenged there by the Newport defender, and they were able to nick the ball away from him and turn away in numbers. And we were fortunate that it was rescued and saved. Very unlikely. Oh, there's the crying meter. Give that one another bump. Left footer knocked in, cleared away, and the chase is on. Cannon able to get it to Tozer. Tozer looking to do something fancy. On the offensive prowess, gets the corner or gets the cross in. Not there, and here we go. We collect back. Mendy with it. Went to look to launch, but decides to hold back. Jones now instead touched. It's flicked up into the air, and I'd like to see those center backs going back, Ben. Now you decide that was about 10 seconds too slow on the decision to get back, but McLean with well played to get that out and stop the threat. Well done by McLean on that one. The crying meter up to 6. Little man's just about 2, so I expect more rage in the future here. 2-on-2, 3-on-2 break if Fletcher hurries. A little bit delayed in the pass, but it's flicked forward too far. Cannon doing the toddler wobble as he runs down, disappointed. And Mullins disappointed, hands on his head. That was an unfortunate pass. Yes, Jones and McLean defensively, especially with that one, he's been there. It's like everybody's been just off in a different area, right? Do we ask too much? O'Connor kicks it away, but it lands on 12,095, just gets posted to everybody. Give credit to Mullen on that one. Got into a battle there with, I believe that's Evans. No, 17. Bennett got into a battle with him. Bennett ended up winning out and got it over to the edge of the area, and Mullen turns around. Jesus. Excuse me. Turned around and got engaged in the battle again, and now it's going to be a Tozer bomb from the left side up through the air, short post. Lots of white there. Oh, it's in! It's in! I don't know how that went in. Lee able with a little cheeky left foot. The little cheeky left foot, he deserved it. Mark just said he deserved to get a goal, and he did deserve to get a goal. That was, I thought, from the trajectory of that ball, the wind must have captured it and blown it just past them. They had 4 defenders there, and the trajectory looked like it was just going to land in the mob, and one of them was going to take it, but it didn't. The Ma and Pa defense, nobody took it. Landed or past all 4, and Lee's right there with the left foot just to go bing. To be fair, I think it was a cheeky left foot. Long throw up and over, 4 defenders there, but they all miss. Oh, no, it wasn't. It was a header. Yeah, header. He had Bondswell. Is that who was defending him? So Luke Young getting a run. Good for him. Cannon coming out. Let's see what Lukey can do here. 2-0. Let's go and get some more. That goal differential now still the target. Headed down. Lee with it. Coming forward. 87th minute. An ugly first half, sort of rescued by some calm composure and some assists from the wind. The referee with a couple of troubling calls. None of them drastic as far as a penalty, but that handball deflection corner. Thanks, Des. Merry Christmas to everybody as well. I mean, it'll be fun after this one's done. Have a quick little chat, and then I got one more shopping thing to go and do. And the hockey game tonight, which I'm excited for. Up into the air. Put down. Mullen gets there first into the corner, pushed out, but he maintains it. Nutmeg goes out. That's got to be our throw. It's got to be our throw. Did they just let that go and it's going to go as a corner? Whew. Mullen just scrapping and fighting in there. They had a player down. It looked like it went out like about 3 or 4 times. I was like, surely they're going to blow it down and say that's got to get played. But the referee lets it play. And then they get a Newport to Newport pass attempted that goes out. No Knights. Des, I appreciate it. Away swinger, left-footed from the left side towards the cop, which has seen 2 goals in front of fans for the first time in, God, I should have looked up how many years. It's there, flat, knocked down, Tozer, somebody! Oh, good little stab. That was an impressive save by Townsend, going to his left and able to reach out there with the claw and club that one away. I got to watch this again. Oof. That's a very impressive save. So we're going to have another corner, this time an in-swinger from the right side. Everybody getting scrappy in the box. I'm not even to the 90th minute and punched away. Another great save by Townsend. You guys are way ahead of us. And I'm seeing yeses, which 2008, Kim? 15 years. 15 years. A nice little interplay. Lee over. Dancing, gets it out. O'Connor looking. Fletcher right in the corner, right at the edge of the penalty area. Lee, nice little flick back, but it lands on a Newport, and I don't know how much extra time we're getting. Touched out, and we'll get a Tozer bomb from the Jackson, don't spoil the time, man. Just hold off. Everybody's sitting here with me. I know we're 20 seconds behind, at least. Subs coming in. So Bickerstaff coming in. Davis coming in. Here comes Paul. He worked his butt off all game. No love, but you got to appreciate that effort. 4-minute sign about 2 minutes ago. Thanks, Steven. So we're waiting on 4 minutes here. Would love to get another one. That still won't put us ahead of Barrow on the table, but they had a 2-goal lead. Nice to gain one on them. Yeah, Del, I'm with you. The joy of football counting goals for instead of the games is you try to run the score as much as you can, even late, right? Tozer lined up for the throw. Thrown in. Headed down, going to go for a corner. And McLean will run over and grab that. From the left side, or will be a left-footed out swinger. Tranmere doing their thing. I wonder how much time is left in that one, if somebody knows and can let us know. Ooh, that was a long, weird ball. Foul. And so Townsend's going to get it. Newport still has the appetite to run forward. They got some pep in their step. I would love John to take care of Barrow ourselves. Barrow with a run too, because they've got Stockport. Port Vale looks like it did a thing, and Jackson's happy. Newport with it, though. Coming forward, left side, penalty area, looking fine across, but Mendy's just all over him. And it's cleared down. Fletcher with it. Flicks it up in the air, hits the head of the Newport defender, so they take control, and away they come the other way. Touched, and it's going to go out for a Newport throw. I don't know. Does anybody else? I mean, Clearworth deserves a shout, but I don't think that he was better than Ogonko. Ogonko held us into that one, and it clearly could have been 1-0, 2-0 down. Do I need to put the poll up? I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to the deja vu. I mean, it's Christmas, and I got running around. I got the game tonight, Christmas Eve. I've got Christmas gifts that I have to set up because I don't want them to open up gifts that they're not going to be able to use or operate, because there will be some morning rage, if you've heard. Bickerstaff just not able to do anything there, trying to hold up, but it's going to roll out. Stockport, Accrington, Stanley, and us. Not an easy 3. Yeah, it's going to be a big 3 for Barrow. We'll see how they end up doing. Stockport dealing with injuries. Wrexham still in the hunt. Mansfield right there. Last week, it looked like there was a clear divide at 6. You've seen now 2 teams fall back. Not saying they can't get caught back up, but there are now 4 teams, I think, scrapping for those automatic 3. So we're past the 4 minutes, but we did have the substitutions. So I wouldn't expect too much time to go. Fletcher with it. Oh, cheeky attempt. I was like, ugh. And there's the whistle. Oh, I don't know. You guys tell me. Can it be anybody other than Arthur? Somebody say anybody other than Arthur, and I'll have a listen. Merry Christmas, everybody. If you're going to take off, let's get that out from the outset. Merry Christmas to everybody. I hope you, your family, everyone is safe, enjoys the day, the opportunity to connect with everyone you love. We will be here on Tuesday. Job done, and you're exactly right on that one. Lee with a bit of a shout. Arthur. They go, well called. I appreciate that. Take care. I'm just going to have a look at the table here and have a look. I've got a bunch of running around to do because we've got to get the little one out to an event, and then I've got to take the eldest out for a quick little shop. And so just going to bring up the League 2 standings and see exactly where we're at. That was fun. I mean, not the first half, but it's nice to get a little bit of anger out and then pull it back in with some success. Try and get rid of this coffin over the next 3 days. I'm with you. Stockport Barrow draw. Barrow loss. It would be a glorious thing. I'm not going to lie. So we were the last game to end. Accrington's still doing their thing. I've got a bit of an echo. Check. Odd. Third in the league. We are 2 goals back on the goal differential. Would have been nice to get one more to pad that and get forward a little bit. We've still got a game in hand, as does Barrow over Stockport. So we'll see what ends up happening there in that game in hand as against FGR. I should stop the timer. But if you'll notice, like, you've got Mansfield at 21 matches played. So 2 less than Stockport, 1 less than us at 42 points. On points per game, we're sitting in 4th place. So that's a little bit concerning, but that's a whole 6 points clear of 5th place. And so it's really starting to look to me, and I don't know, who does Crew play on Boxing Day? Walsall, Notts County's got Doncaster. And so it's going to be an interesting one to see what transpires there, because tell me I'm wrong, but it looks like it's starting to be a race of 4 for those top 3 spots. And I didn't update and check the shots before I got off of FOTMOB, so I'll go with you guys at 15 shots, and I don't know how many Newport had, but I can go back. Tranmere with a little bit of help there, taking out Swindon. Not the biggest win. They were sitting on 30 points and they played 23. But Morecambe, with their games in hand, down presently 3-1 to the MK Dons, and that's at full time now. I mean, it does push the MK Dons up to 33 points on 21 games. And so maybe they're a team to start to ask questions. But there's a really big divide now. And Crew and Notts with a little bit of an advantage over everybody. Wimbledon in there as well. And then you've got, everybody's sort of chasing and 1 point back. It's interesting when you look at the stats for the last 20 seasons. You usually see a bigger gap between a group of players or a group of teams, the tiers. You don't see that tier set up this year. So Andrew says we're going up, mark my words. I love that level of confidence. And Andrew, if you weren't here and you didn't see, I got the stuff and I'm super thankful. I'm going to end up giving a read and probably finding a frame for one of them. Got it looks square here, but it's definitely not square there. Frame in the back for Christmas. I know I've got another gift that's coming. And of course, I've got two of these beauties. One that gets to sit there. Should I wear that one to the Canucks game? Do I wear the red and white of Wrexham to the Canucks game? Why not? Why not? We're going to be at least third by the end of this season. I have confidence that that's going to happen. I mean, we've got depth to be able to deal with stuff. I don't know who out of Mansfield, Barrow, and Stockport. Barrow's sort of been a surprise for me all year, but they just keep on winning. They just putting up 3 points. Gabe, no, don't, because it's just going to be used as fuel in a fire. I mean, don't do that. Yeah, Gabe, I'm with you. Kim, I'm with you. The 4 top teams for the 3 automatics, and we're in the hunt. And if you would have said at the start of the year, we are now, we've played 22 games. The one that we play against Swindon will be the end of our halfway of the season because of the postponement. If you would have said halfway through the season, we're sitting in 3rd place, 4th in points per game, but you're clearly sniffing around with 3 other teams. Luke Williams being sought everywhere. And you have to give the guy credit. I didn't give Williams as much credit until this season when it became apparent that I think it's his work that has Knots running the machine. Because he set up a structure knowing that he doesn't have the guys in the back line and he's not in control of the player acquisition there. So, Barrow on just a crazy hunt. I think that's just the case that when we're watching like Stockport, Barrow on Boxing Day, get a draw, and hopefully we can take care of business. And if we're able to take care of business, we're at 46 and with a game in hand at Stockport, move up the table. Mansfield on Boxing Day, they've got Grimsby. Is really the scoreboard watching gets narrowed down to just those clubs. Look, I've got to run. I've got to go do my thing. This was a blast. I will try to get a video out if I can find some time for a deja vu. But it's going to be a challenge. That Swindon one, hopefully not as much excitement as the last one, although it was entertaining. We all know how that one went. Yeah, Andrew, it's epic, and the little throw in, I appreciate it. So I'm going to sit and have a read. I've seen the digital program that the women put together, but there's something about having it with all the advertisements and everything all set up. I wish I had all of these details when I did my my Who Are You series. Would have been nice. Would have been helpful, but no, that's epic, and I appreciate it. All right, I think that's it. We're gonna call it. I'm gonna go and enjoy my day. Everybody have yourself a very, very wonderful Christmas, and I hope everybody's safe, healthy, joyous, and I will see you on Boxing Day bright and early for us over here on the West Coast. And yes, Andrew, very, very good point is that we have gone away to all but one of the top teams. I can't remember which one it is, but they are all coming to us. So they'll have to slug through the winning. You know what would be fun is I would love to be in a situation, even if we were 2 points down, but be in a situation where Stockport's got to come to our barn in a battle for the trophy at the end of it. Like that would be a ton of fun. Let's hope for it. Anyway, I'm going to hit that stop streaming button and get everything else up, and maybe whether it's another video or it's cleaning this mess up here, we'll add more bells and whistles and all those sorts of fun things. Merry Christmas, everybody.